Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kelsey if you're new here, and this is going to be my mid-year calm down tag. So this was created by my friend Leandra, the TBR0. If you have not heard of her, please check out her channel because her channel is great. She puts out a lot of good content. She reads a lot of different books than me, but I still enjoy her content. And if you have not heard of her, which if you're here, you probably have, but if you have not, please check her channel out. Now to get started on the mid-year calm down tag, the first question is thankfulness. What are you thankful for? I'm very thankful for the community that I've grown on Bookstagram and on BookTube. I love how supportive everyone is, and I love just connecting with different readers, and I've made tons of friends, some in real life. We've met through Bookstagram. Like, I've met quite a few people that are very close friends now, and I've also met people off of BookTube. So I'm very thankful for the friends I've made. I haven't really made any new ones in the past 6 months, but I've just grown closer to the friends that I have made over the course of the last few years and just really connected over books and even life. The next question is about relaxation and the book that relaxed you the most, and that would definitely be One Golden Summer. I loved reading this. It just put me right in the mood. I would have loved to read it at like the cottage or lake or by the pool, but either way, I read it outside a lot and I just felt so relaxed reading this. It felt like very nostalgic, like it was taken back to summers from my childhood or something. Like, it just made me feel so relaxed and calm, and I loved it so much. The next question is about hydration, a book that you needed, and that was definitely Enchanter for me. I read it on vacation on the plane, and it made the plane ride go by so fast because I got super hooked on it, and I really just, like, it was the right time to read it. I would have loved it either way, I think, but I think it was also just the right time, and I really needed it to read it then. I also lost my copy, so I am going to put a copy of the book up here because I cannot find mine wherever I put it. I don't even know. I know I bought it and I'm scared I left it at the bookstore, but they don't have it there either, so I don't know where it ended up, but I might have to get a second copy. But I really love that book so much. The next question is about Nourishment, and this is a book that energized you, and this would definitely be Lost in Lasode, and I thought it was so good, and it just got me like really loving reading again. You know those books you read and you just get so hooked on them and just fall in love with reading again? This was definitely one of those for me, and I just really love Teddy as a main character. I could relate to her in some ways, and it just really made me feel really in a great mood and just energized to keep picking up books after this one. The next question is about Familiarity, and this is a author that you've gone back to, and I have quite a few that I've gone back to. I've gone back to Carly Fortune with One Golden Summer. I picked up this book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead, and I even went back to an author that didn't do me so good in the past, Ali Hazelwood, and I didn't like Deep End, but I did like Check and Mate. So I've picked up many of the same authors this year so far, and I have picked up also some new ones, but mostly I've read ones that I've read before, and mostly it did me good. The next question is about healthy risks, so trying a new genre or trying a new author. So I don't really feel like I read books out of my comfort zone that much because the only book out of my comfort zone would be horror, and I don't really read it. So I'm going to pick a new to me author, which would be Heidi Reamer, and I read The Mother Act and I really enjoyed it actually, even though the characters, one of them specifically, was very unlikable. She had relatable aspects to her, and I just felt like so many tough and deep topics were hit in this book, especially revolving like motherhood and doubts and, you know, just the whole a mother and daughter dynamic out of like a kind of a toxic relationship slash just very complicated feelings. I think this book was really well done, and it's a really good book club book if you're looking for one that has a lot of discussion. So the next question has to do with reflection and changes in your reading taste. I don't feel like I had a lot of changes in my reading taste. I still love a good character-driven literary fiction. I love romance, thriller. Like, I'm still into my same books. I started DNFing a little more when I'm not liking a book. I'll even soft DNF and I'll go back to it later because I'm not going to waste my time on a book that I won't love right now, but I know I'll love later. So I think that's the only change in my reading taste. It's just DNFing more. And I think I've read less romance for the first 6 months last year. If I compare, I read tons of romance for the first 6 months. So yeah, not a huge amount of change, but little things here and there. The next question about Detox, which is what is a book habit you're leaving behind in the first 6 months and not bringing over to the second 6 months. And for me, this is one that I have a bad habit of doing. Before I even start a book, I throw it on my Goodreads, currently reading, and then I get into the book and I'm like, actually not feeling it after the first little bit, but then I feel obligated to continue. So I think I'm just gonna start a book and then I'll put out my Goodreads after I'm like 50 pages in, because then I don't feel the guilt to be like, oh, actually not feeling this, let's switch over. Because sometimes it happens, you start a book and you're like, not my vibe right now, I need to switch over to another one. So I'm gonna starting the book first and then putting it on my Goodreads. The next question is about positivity. So a book you're looking really forward to, and this would be Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. This is probably my top book, and then second, You Belong Here by Megan Miranda. Those are my top books that I'm very excited to read. The other one was One Golden Summer, but I already read that now. So looking forward into the next 6 months, those are two that I'm very excited for. The next question has to do with looking ahead, so any goals for the next 6 months, and this would be just to continue growing my YouTube channel. I really want to put out 1 video a week, so I'm hoping to kind of get on track with that. And another thing I realized is I don't love like live sprints as much as I thought I did, so I'm kind of shift content and get a little bit away from sprints. Still do them here and there, but more so focus on some video ideas. And apart from that, it's just staying active on Instagram and TikTok and, posting content frequently. I'm pretty good at that part. Short form is more so what I'm good at, so I'll just continue that, but I would like to get more into long form content and kind of get a consistency of a schedule. So that is all for my mid-year calm down tag. Thank you, Leandra, for putting out this video, because I loved doing this tag. It was nice to kind of reflect on everything that happened for the last 6 months and see what you're going to change in the next 6 months. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.